Hello, welcome to VA Inspires, and today we're gonna continue our series on enemies to doing well. Last time we talked about indifference. Today we're going to talk about another enemy to doing well, and that's indecision. So, how is indecision an enemy to doing well? Well, indecision is one of the critical skills that you could learn as a leader. Imagine going into a battlefield with a commander who's always double guessing his decisions. You guys will be, you know, lucky to come out of that battlefield alive. Decisiveness is important not just in the military, but in our lives, in our relationship, in a business setting, in an organization, in a corporate environment, right? So being decisive is the key to moving forward, is the key to being more efficient, is the key to being more productive. Jim Rohn, you know, explaining decision like a mental paralysis, like you can't decide. There's two forks in the road, right? You don't know which road to take. And one of his advice that I think is very, very valuable would be to pick one and go. Just pick one and go. As scary as it might seem, as very awkward as it might seem, the key is to just pick one and go. Well, you say, what if it's the wrong one? Well, you find out quicker. But you will never find out sitting on the fence, right? So you have to make a deliberate, consistent, and committed decision. There's this story about a commander who was taking his troops to an island. When they reached the island, when they reached to the shore of the island and they were about to go into the battlefield, he gave an order to set the boat ablaze. He turned to his comrades and said, "Gentlemen, we are not leaving this island unless we conquer our enemies. We're going to leave with our enemy's boat. As you can see, our boat is gone. So we either die or win." Guess what? They won. Now that's committed decision. Now that takes guts. That takes an amount of courage that is very insurmountable by many levels. Are you willing to make that kind of committed decision when it comes to your goals and dreams and not let the enemy within of being indecisiveness rob you of your destiny? Because that's what indecision is going to bring for you. That's what indecision can cause you. But a committed decision breaks through walls. I'm sure you've heard of this little sentence, a leap of faith. A leap of faith. Just have a little faith. You can move mountain. But when you have no faith, a molehill can stop you. And one of the reasons people don't make committed decisions is because they don't know how they will see the outcome, right? They don't visually see how they're gonna reach the goal that they're trying to shoot for. So they end up doing the things that they know how they're gonna get there. And that's why their lives never change. Bob Proctor explained this by saying that we think on frequencies, and whatever frequency you're thinking with, you fuse with it. So if you are thinking on the lower frequency, which means, you know how to buy a car, you know how to pay a rent, you know how to go to your 9-to-5 jobs, those things that are minimum you do to get by, to survive, those are the things that keeps you stranded, that keeps you down. So when you want to get to the higher frequency, when you want to think on a higher frequency, you have to undertake something that is going to scare you to death. I'm undertaking something scaring me to death. I don't know how, what I'm doing this, how this is going to end up in the future. But I envision something good. I envision that it's going to end well. So I put my whole soul and heart in it. So even if it doesn't work out, I know that I gave it my best shot. And it has to work out because I'm not going anywhere. Because I'm here. Because I'm going to keep doing this until it works out. Now, not many people are willing to undertake this kind of line of career or, undertake this line of work. And I understand with many reasons that seem very logical, very reasonable. But many people end up not pursuing those dreams that they had growing up because they think, successful people are ordained by fate to run things. They don't really look beyond the face value. That's why when it comes to making decisions for themselves, they don't really get going. Steve Jobs said it wonderfully. He said, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You have to connect the dots looking backwards. And then trust. Here is the key part. Trust that somehow the dots are going to get connected. And this is the man who created the Apple Corporation. So I think he has earned the right to speak authoritatively in a subjects like this. So what are you going to do now? What are you going to do? Because Einstein said it very well. He said the intuitive mind is a sacred gift, but the rational mind is a faithful servant. But we have created a society that is honoring the servant and has forgotten the gift. Your intuitive mind is your imagination. Your intuitive mind is your willpower. Your rational mind is what you see, right? What you can see. But your intuitive mind is what you can imagine and then bring it real. There's so much power, so much potential that you could tap into, but you have to be decisive. You have to draw a stake on the ground and say, today is the day. I am not going back to this old life. I have paved the new way for myself, and I'm going to climb this mountain even if I die trying. Can you do that? Can you make that kind of a committed decision? Here's another one. Abraham Lincoln said, to believe in what you can see and touch is no belief at all. But to believe in the unseen is a triumph and a blessing. Gosh, we could go on and on and on and on about the great people and what they had to say about, being decisive and taking that leap of faith towards your dreams. But we will never get done today. So I want to leave you with this. If you are going to make a decisive decision in your life today, what is that going to be? Think about it. Write it down. See what's stopping you and make a committed decision to break through. Thank you and stay inspired.